Imagine you just attacked me.
Your hair.
Which tracks were together, I had no idea about music theory, but like being able to hear that these two songs actually really work together, and then transitioning, like instead of just playing tracks, I felt like I started to begin to be able to tell a story.
It's always weird when it's not live, because I don't have the time, like I can be forever like,
To go down, it always comes up. What goes up always goes down, but it's always what goes down always comes up as well. Like I think I naturally just pick up the rhythm, like, and I've always been into, I studied English in college. I've always been into poetry.
It feels like you've been doing this for a while. Like you were not like. I don't think so. So hello. Also, no. Start all over again. Hello everyone. This is Pivotal Podcast. I'm Cosima, and this is our first English edition. And I have here with me Hish.
Hello.
Coming straight from Manchester.
Yes.
Or like via Manchester.
Via Manchester.
Straight from Manchester.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who owns a label, co-owner of a label, like...
two actually.
Two labels now, okay. A party concept or series.
Yep.
Yeah. Wendy?
Wendy's the new one we started recently, and then there's a one that I've been doing for quite some time called Tempo as well.
Tempo?
Yeah.
Okay, like the label?
Like the label as well, yeah. Cool. So it started as a party, now it's a label, which is naturally evolving.
Can you add something more about how you got here in Romania and how come you're here?
I know, it's an interesting story really. I remember coming here after the pandemic for the first time for Sunwaves. I was very much into the Romanian sound, 𝕤𝕚𝕤𝕚, when I first started DJing in the UK. And it took me some time, obviously with COVID happening, it took me some time, and I first came to Sunwaves in 2021, right after the... 21, yeah. And since then I've been coming here every 3 to 4 months.
How did you get in touch with the Romanian scene? Or in England? Or?
Yeah, it was quite big in the UK. There was a time, I think I was 17 years old, where it became really, really popular, and especially in where I was living at the time in Leeds, Manchester, London. I was kind of going back and forth because I was already DJing at the time. I was DJing more so house music, tech house, just trying to find my sound really. And then I found my sound with discovering 𝕤𝕚𝕚𝕚, several other Romanian artists. 𝕕𝕚𝕚𝕚 was one of the first as well.
Was the Romanian artist.
Well, I mean, several other. He's the goat, but he's the first one that got me into the sound.
Hello.
And I just kind of kept going, and I ended up booking a Romanian DJ, 𝕕𝕚𝕚.
For your series?
For my very first event, Tempo, in Leeds when I was at university. I was my second year of university, and he was one of the first Romanian artists that was in Leeds at the time.
Who was that?
Well, I was kind of one of the first people that started doing those kind of parties with other events, who were also run by like my friends and stuff at the time, because we kind of had a nice little group going on.
That was in Leeds?
In Leeds at the time, because I was studying there. I was studying sound engineering in
That's
Leeds.
What I was going to ask you, because you mentioned university, and I know you have you studied music production or
sound engineering. Yeah. So I was kind of delving into more of the acoustics and the technical side of music instead of actually the music production and whatnot. But I kind of always had the love for music, regardless of the sound. But at that time, that was the sound that really captivated me, especially for the way it made me feel. Because with me, music is all about emotions. How I feel. And
it looks like it goes straight. It goes straight into the
like the cat.
Yeah, totally. Like it doesn't take into account other stuff. Like it has like a direct channel,
like a charge. You know,
yeah.
It made me feel really energized in a way. I don't know how to describe it. You know, it was really fascinating that a sound could really captivate me like that, and a lot of people as well, not just me. As I said, a lot of my friends were very much into it, still are. So it just kind of evolved from there. You know, first party turned into the second party, turned into the fifth party, and then here we are. Now I'm living in Romania.
For a while, yeah. What I wanted to ask you something and I forgot at the moment. Also, I'm gonna go the other way, and then we're gonna circle back. Did your studies affect the way you perceive music and how you relate to music in terms of producing, but also in terms of what you listen to, what sounds, what captivates you in a...
Well, at university specifically, like the dynamics, the science behind it really, you know, made me understand how to, you know, when it came to making music specifically, how to perfect that. Obviously, I'm still not perfect at that. You're always going to be wanting your sound to be better, you know.
It's good to
it is good, but I'm a perfectionist as well. That's another thing, you know. Well, I think something's good, the next week I'm like, that's not great.
And no one gets there.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, that really helped me evolve into production-wise and understanding things I didn't understand before, and discovering new music, especially through meeting through friends at the university, because there's so many different type of people at the university as well, especially through sound engineering. There was a lot of people that were in bands, DJs that DJ different types of genres, just producers as well. But
sound engineers for bands.
And then
like
just people that just, exactly that. But even band members as well who were, you know, and even game designers, people that were like into designing sound for movies and games.
Related to sound engineering?
Because there was a module in our uni.
Production?
It was like a game design, like sound design, basically. And all these different techniques I learned from all these different modules, I kind of put all together and started making music full time.
So you're a producer.
I'm a producer,
although
yes.
You're not releasing. You didn't release like a bedroom producer. Like
that's the thing.
Because I've listened to your stuff and it's amazing. I really like it a lot, and it's a shame that it's not.
I know. You're not the first person that said this to me before. I always tend to release my music and then I delete it offline, or I send my music out and I'm just like, okay, because I've made this, I continue to make more. I'm always finding something new. You know, the university was the first chapter in discovering, but even before that, being in the bedroom, making music, discovering things on YouTube and whatnot. And then I started making music with more people. I started traveling more. I started making music with different people in different countries. Started meeting new people, influences all over the place. You know, when I make music with people, is one of my favorite things to do, because it's like-minded people coming together, teaching things that you both love, you know. And every time I release something, the year later, months later, or weeks later, I'm always like, okay, I can do this better. And because because I am the way I am, and it's probably a good thing, but also I know it's a bad thing. I just don't like to release anything at the moment until I feel like I'm comfortable to do so.
Okay, we're waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it too.
Rush.
I'm waiting for it too.
Do you think like bedroom producing, since its technology has been available to lots of people and they started to produce music in their bedrooms, or like, I don't know, literally in the bedroom, if it's literally in the bedroom. Do you think it influences the way dance music looks like today? Because you're like stuck in your room designing music for people, for hundreds of people that listen to it. And
that's the thing, you know, if people have the knowledge to be able to create something in the most, I don't know how to describe it, but in the most scientific way, or like sound production wise, then you know you could do that anywhere, in your bedroom, in your shower, whatever you know, you can make music in the studio, whatever. And it's amazing how the technology kind of, now you can literally make your bedroom a sound like a professional studio with
Definitely.
technology, AI, whatever. And when I first started making music in my bedroom, I thought my sound sounded amazing. If I listened back to what I used to make
On loudspeakers,
I'm like,
that's
there's a big gap, but that's all part of learning, really. And now I don't think I can produce music in my bedroom, but I can't mix down or
you have to listen to
master,
it in a proper setup.
And that's the thing. You have to really, especially with everything I've learned through the years. I was kind of bothering in a way that every time I hear the little kick that needs a bit 2 dB down, or like something little that no one else would notice, I notice it like straight away. And
is it like you think that's a tribute to your university?
Yeah, for sure. The years of music, the university really made that fundamental to me. And
some other people, maybe like you sitting in a corner.
Yeah, but a lot of people
party,
naturally as well. Yeah.
Okay, I sense that something is not
exactly
working.
Yeah.
I don't know how to express
describe
that.
It, yeah.
Describe
a lot of my friends, they never studied music ever, and they always tell me, "Oh, this sounds a bit off." They don't really give me the term. They give you the terms, but they always like, "There's something wrong there." And I'm like, "Yep."
I noticed that as soon as I walked in. But I will.
The acoustics sound really bad in this club, but we move.
Yeah, cool. So I asked you about the program. I don't remember what I wanted to ask you, but it's all good because we're gonna get there. It's something about England, the Romanian and English connection. Because it's been like this for a while. I remember when I started going out, we would listen to lots and lots of UK music from the UK, like progressive and UK garage and stuff like that. So I know that it's like a connection. And in England right now, what I wanted to say is that clubs at the moment are going through a
Why do you think I'm here in Romania?
Yes. And as opposed to Romania, who really has different laws, different rules, different approaches. We're not there to pushing the. I'm not saying that it's like a paradise. There's also
I've learned that this year specifically,
because it can seem like very attractive from the other side, but
that's true. Well, the UK, I think everyone since the pandemic, like the UK was one of the best party scenes, I'd say in the world, but like, they really knew what they were doing. And then post-pandemic, I just feel like everyone would stop going out, and a lot of people, especially the two-year hiatus, where a lot of people that were in the music industry didn't really know what to do.
They took other jobs.
They had to stop doing the music because of money, and a lot of people had to figure out to do something else because we didn't know how long it was gonna take to come out the pandemic. I was delivering parcels for Amazon during the pandemic. Everyone had to do something else, and it was unfortunate because that's what our lives were all about. DJing during the weekends and being a part of the lively scene that we had. And unfortunately now, there's still some things going on that are really great. A lot of my friends and people that I'm surrounded by still do really great parties, like Half Baked. They're really great. And there's a lot of agencies that really push young artists up and coming artists as well, like Foundation and stuff in the UK. So there's still a lot of people doing a lot of great things in the UK. I would never say otherwise.
Definitely. What I wanted to say is that the scenery is changing.
It's changing,
It's not the club anymore.
No.
It's not central anymore to it's more like people hopping around.
Exactly.
Because you cannot really afford to keep a club open.
Yeah, and there's one of going back to the first club that I threw the event with in 𝕬𝕬𝕚𝕚 recently closed down because of obviously not being able to maintain the crowd or what it used to be. And it's quite sad because that's the very first club that I had a Romanian DJ come to play for me in Leeds and the Wire. And it's closed now, and there's so many other clubs that have been closing in Leeds. In Manchester, there was a really big club in Manchester that I used to go to when I was really young called Sankey's. It was one of the best clubs, and now, other than the Warehouse Project and other small places, it's really hard to go and party and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, like, it keep pushing it like through zoning and laws and
Yeah.
gentrification.
Gentrification
and everything.
specifically,
Like,
yeah.
You're being pushed to the outskirts of
Yeah.
the city, and people. I
Like, where
imagine
do you
that
go
people
now?
are gonna think about it for.
Yeah, which is
do
quite sad.
I want to go out tonight or?
Yeah, it's quite sad, you know, that my favorite time to go partying is not in the UK at the moment. I do enjoy London still. I was living in London before I moved here, and I've actually got a party in London in 2-3 weeks' time. So
It's, also with a Romanian.
also with a Romanian DJ. You
The
know,
infamous connection.
I know.
like-
You know, there's always been a connection with
Yeah.
the Romanian in
Yeah,
the UK.
yeah.
You know, I don't want to touch any nerves here, but the Romanian sound was founded by, you know, the tech house UK
Yep,
scene
yeah.
in London, and now
refined into this.
they just
thing
made it
that-
sound better. the Rangers just made it sound better. They added some sauce to it, and now, you know,
The secret ingredient.
yeah, now everyone comes here to some waves, and you know, such a great gathering of people, and such wonderful, like-minded people that just know exactly what they like and what they want, and it all connects people all together.
I think it's
you
also
know.
the atmosphere.
For
the
sure,
fact that we
yeah.
have like the seaside, the shore, and
Oh, it's such a beautiful,
good weather.
It's one of the best
and,
festivals I've ever
yeah,
been to, and
big
I've been to
and,
a lot of
like,
festivals.
nice sound and everything.
Yeah.
And you meet a lot of people,
Yeah.
and that adds to the experience.
Yeah, nothing beats the walking into 10-4 first minute you get to the festival, and it's just like, oh wow, this is bello. This is bellissimo.
Where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, this is where I belong.
Yeah, get it. It's like the seaside has something magical
Yeah,
about it. With,
man, it's a really crazy experience every time, and it just gets better and better. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
something that I feel like,
it's 20 years now.
in my opinion, we've kind of lost a little bit in the UK. The gradually getting better and better. It feels a bit stagnant for me, and maybe for others. You know, I'm not here. Everyone has their different feel to everything, and for me, I feel like it's not for me anymore. Well, I say not for me anymore. I say is, you know, I kind of lost the
connection.
connection a little bit. Yeah.
Well, maybe
I
it's
will-
gonna.
Maybe
come back.
it's always evolving.
Yeah.
You know, it's always evolving.
You distance yourself and then.
I'll definitely be
Again.
there if it comes back. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but also Romania. I was thinking about this being more relaxed in terms of like opening hours.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff
24-hour
that.
parties
It's like
and
you
stuff.
can do that.
You cannot do that in the UK.
No.
There's a couple of places, you know, that have the ability to do so, and it's really nice. A lot of my friends, you know, but it's sometimes there's a grey area because it's the council. It could be illegal. It could be known as illegal raves, which we don't really like to do anymore.
It's very dangerous.
It's very dangerous as well. Brings the
in
wrong
terms of
crowd
law,
sometimes.
and it's. I mean, I know it started there, and it's
That's where it's all-
huge history.
Yeah, it's where it all
of-
began.
Yeah, I mean, UK.
The rave scene, yeah,
started
the
the-
hacienda and stuff.
Yep.
You know, like it was all that's where it all began. And
Yeah.
especially being in the industry now, you have to understand that sometimes breaking the law is not a cool thing to do.
I mean, yeah, if you get caught. No, I'm joking. Don't break the law.
Exactly. If you get caught, but don't break the law.
Don't break the law. Yeah, but some of the most interesting parties, and I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of make-believe in here,
Yeah.
because I've never been there, but I've read a lot about them.
Oh, I've had
There's
some of
like the early days, you know, you tend to
Yeah.
like glamorize it. I'm sure there were problems, and I know there was
There's
trouble
problems
with
everywhere, you know. Especially
a lot
this-
of stuff.
Yeah,
is-
this year there's been a lot of troubles in Romania. I've heard. You
Also.
know, it's hard when some people don't let the natural party scene flourish because of things that don't really matter, but things that a lot of people have ruined for us. And now we have to all, as a collective, you know, take
Abide
the hit
to
and
the-
abide to the new rules or whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it. But
That's how the clubbing scene started, though. I mean, moving the raves
yeah, for sure.
kind of
with
in,
fabric
in
as well.
the club,
Yeah,
and making it more palatable to the
more, you know, nicer.
Yeah, and it's I don't know, a lot of good things about it. I mean, in terms of the quality of the
sound,
the listening experience,
exactly.
the sound and everything.
Exactly.
It's like you have clean toilets and everything.
Yeah.
It's like,
but there is something about a rave under a dingy bridge.
And also, there
in
is
the
something
cold,
about
you know?
there is something about the rave that it turns you on.
For the music, it's just a different experience, really, you know. But it's just a shame that there's little things that, you know, make things change and make things different. You know, with Fabric, for example, you know, they closed down Fabric for quite some time because of some issues, and they reopened it, and now it's a completely different experience, but you know, still great. It's still one of my favorite places to go to in London. Yeah, but things always change, and
maybe we need to, I mean, you need to support the stuff that you like in order for them to thrive and live. And
and these things have been here for years as well, you know, and it's unfortunate for the up and coming you know, events and parties and DJs and stuff that are experiencing this, because it's really hard to get into something new, especially when this has been made the way it is now because of everything that's happened. And
it worked like this
it's
for
harder
a
now.
long time, and now you need to come up with.
It's harder now to start, you know, by yourself from ground one, and you know, you need to obviously you need to know people, as the connections that you make.
It's turned into an industry.
It's turned into an industry,
it has
for sure.
Lots of levels that you need to.
There's a lot of things, you know, but that's the thing, you know, as long as you love doing what you do, and for the sound and for the community that the sound brings, and I think that's all that really matters now, really, for me at least, you know. That's why I'm here, and I've met so many wonderful people just because I enjoy the same music. We enjoy the same music. We enjoy making the same music.
It's all about.
It's all about the connections.
Community connection.
Exactly.
And everything. It's like you feel like you belong to something that is
sure.
bigger than yourself.
We all have the same path, and we're all going down it together. I say down and up.
And then up. There's only one way when you're down.
Once you go down, it always comes up. What goes up always goes down, but you know, it's always what goes down always comes up as well.
Do you think social media had a say in this, like influenced it, and also for the better, but also for the worse?
For a good, in a good way, you know, the reach, you can reach millions of people in the blink of an eye, you know, and
that we're not
now, but back in the day, people were going out with flyers and handing out, oh, I'm doing this party, that party. It had
like a more of like a secret kind of,
but it was more special in a way, you know.
Yeah, now, that's the thing, because it was smaller. And
for sure, and a lot of people, they still don't really know how to use social media. I don't, you know, when it comes to these algorithms and posting and the certain times of when to post don't post on Monday. Don't post on Mondays, only post on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Okay, cool. I don't understand why, but you know, it works. But it's just like, it really, obviously, social media is a big thing. You can't live in this world, day and age, without social media. You have to be able to reach to people. Everyone uses their phones. Everyone buys tickets on their phones, even though they buy tickets last minute for events. And you know, it's something that we have to become accustomed to, which we are becoming accustomed to, but it has really changed it for the better in that sense, but also for the worst in the senses where, you know, we're out there in the party, people don't really like dance anymore. Yeah, that's the thing, because being like omnipresent is like, you kind of feel a bit self-aware, for sure, and you don't want to be seen in, I don't know, certain, and then there's like everyone's like this during the drop, and it's like that's cool, mediating instead of looking at the show, you know, screen. That's what in the past that was completely different, you know, everyone was just dancing, was there, like, I'm here and there's nothing else, I'm there because I want to go dance. And I want to go dance and listen to the music that I love, and I want to go dance with the people that I love dancing with. Instead of showing everyone that you're at this place and you're doing this thing and you're posting it on your social media, you know, there's obviously a lot of people, they post because they would like to promote what they are at, and I completely agree with that. And don't get me wrong, I do that myself sometimes, you know. It's like this thing that's the urgency, because you can actually film something and then post it. Yeah, but I do that as well, you know. I did that the other day. You know, I posted a video of one of the artists that I have coming to play for me in London that he played at I did a little video of him
a
playing at
week.
Sunwaves. It's been a week, you know, but like that's to promote my events, and that goes back to the beneficial things about social media. You use that to be able to do the next thing that you're doing, and make people aware that love doing, you know, the thing that they were at before, that it's going to happen again elsewhere. And
you can actually take
especially like in a different,
use it as a calendar, or like a
exactly,
event planner,
and that's how I use it. You know, I use it as an event planning calendar, promotion technique, if you want to call it. But you know, now especially with the world all coming together in one place, social media really helped that. People never would have heard about Sunwaves, for example, if there was no such thing as social media.
No, I mean, and also Romania, which is a bit, I wouldn't say remote because it's Europe, but it's not like the most popular thing. I mean, you still ask people like about
Some
Romania,
people still tell me like, what are you doing in Romania? Like last year, they were like, my dad was like, what are you doing in Romania? Like, what's going on there? I was like, well, I mean, there's music, lots of stuff.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, and that's why it's so nice, because now people are aware that what they love doing in Romania is happening in Spain or in...
Do you see like this is leveling a little bit of the experience? Like if I go to, let's say, Spain, because you say for the sake of or Romania or the any other country, and my experience is the same. Yeah. Are they same music or people?
I'd say
like
the same, but it's
a bit
different people doing the same thing, which is doing music, which they love. You know, I have so many friends in Italy. They do a party.
Yeah, that's a nice perspective.
Of course, you know, I have so many people, so many friends that I met through Sunwaves. You know, there's some friends I met through in Italy when I went to see some of their parties called Bridge Party. They throw amazing parties in the castle. And really cool stuff, you know, which is a very similar sound to what we do in the UK, but they have their own different way of doing it, which is so amazing. And then go to Spain, you know, Malaga, they throw parties. There's a party called Calypso. They throw amazing parties. And then in Berlin, there's a festival called the New Festival. They do amazing things, you know. It's, everyone's doing the same thing in their different way, and we all come together in some spots, and then we all get closer and do things together and collab, and
that's cool. Yeah.
That's how
I actually like still being united through music in a way.
And I for sure social media helped that for sure. Ciao, Frank.
He's next. Since we're at the technology part of the discussion. Since it's been available to a lot of people, and also through social media that really glamorized and popularized the DJ as a profession. And what do you think a DJ needs in order to be considered a good one, or like
Well, a DJ, to me, a DJ is someone that plays music. Anyone can DJ. You know, it's not a hard thing to do. Some people, you know, they might...
technically it's not a hard thing to do?
Technically it's not a hard thing to do. You know, you put it on a USB, you buy some records, you play them. But well, I mean, it's the technicality around it, and the profession and the years of experience make a big difference of that. You know, people like RPR, they've been playing since even before I was born, you know.
The dawn of...
and you know, Radu, the great. He plays music that really captivates people in a different way. Even people like, you know, friends of mine that I've met recently, like Charlie and 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕠𝕟𝕚𝕝, they play a really amazing sets, you know, especially because of their track selections and the way they know how to play the right track when, and even just, you know, just being able to...
And still be surprising.
Yeah, and still, every single time, it's just like, okay, this is so much better than the last time I seen you, and it's just getting even more better. And like, a lot of people don't have the power, well, I say the power, not even people have the ability to do that. And it all comes to, really, in my opinion, is you loving what you do and just continuously working hard to make your art better for yourself, but also for everyone else that's around you that enjoys doing it as well.
So what you're saying is actually experience, like the actual fact that playing a lot of music and actually loving
and actually loving what you do,
what
you know?
you're doing.
Yeah, you're not
Together
trying to,
with the,
you're not trying to be someone, you're just doing it because it's you.
you would do it
and
by yourself anyway.
Yeah,
if it's,
I was DJing in my bedroom for like weeks upon weeks because I just loved doing it. You know, I didn't think I'm
like
going to be...
matching,
yeah, you know,
putting together playlists.
Yeah,
and
so many playlists and the ability to like see which tracks work together. You know, I had no idea about music theory, but like being able to hear that these two songs actually really work together and then transitioning, like instead of just playing tracks, I felt like I started to begin to be able to tell a story with DJing, and that's what a lot of these people, especially the Romanians DJs, that they know how to tell a story.
Why do you think is that? Like, if you would speculate, I don't know.
For me, it's an art. For me, it's an art form. Seeing them play.
But why specifically here? What do you think is?
I think they all had a sense of community, and they all kind of. I don't really know the ins and outs of how everyone started, so you know, correct me if I'm wrong because you know better than me. But I feel like everyone kind of came together and started doing the same thing, and more people got involved, and they all, you know, learned from each other and gathered together and did the thing that they do best, is music and DJing and producing, and they just continued doing that, and it just became normal to them, you know.
Yeah, but I think it's like a specific time and maybe geography, and I don't know exactly what are the ingredients that made it possible, because there's communities also in other parts.
There's communities also in, like, people love to go to Coachella Festival, and they think it's one of the best festivals in the world, and you know, there's just there's different genres as well. People play different music stuff. Obviously, Tomorrowland is one of the well-known festivals in Belgium. People love to go to that, but like, I think it's a perspective thing, you know, like people come here because they love this type of sound and they come to listen to this type of music, and the people that are, you know, playing this type of music for everyone, they're really good at what they're doing because they've been doing it for so long, and they're perfecting their sound for themselves, and it's beautiful to see. It's an art. It's like going to a gallery, and, you know, you look at art, but you're actually listening to something. You're listening to the art, you know, which is really cool, and it's so nice to be a part of that now.
Yeah, it is though, and I remember like in the early days that the sound was not that good, or like the locations and the places where we go, but still we would like enjoy it immensely.
But it's different for everyone as well, you know. Everyone thinks one thing is good and everyone thinks one thing is bad, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone has their own flavor and sauce.
So community, you're saying, like the community. You think that this is like, because I also think that it's really important, and this is what ties up.
I think community is the most important thing about this scene. You know, it's all good and well to do everything by yourself, but I wouldn't have learned most of the things if I didn't make music with people, if I didn't meet new people, if I didn't experience different people, you know, at different locations, at different countries, different parties, all around the world. I met so many fantastic people from places I've never even been to.
Through the festivals, like where
everyone is all coming together, gathering, and I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't meet these wonderful people. And I'm forever grateful for these experiences, because they make you grow, and they make you so much more involved in doing what you love, because you know you're not the only one doing it. And that's you know, that's how I feel about that. There's so many amazing people that do exactly the same. Well, I say exactly the same thing.
Appreciate.
Everyone has the same passion and love, and exactly.
So you've recently turned to other musical adventures, like singing and.
Well, you say recently, you know, I grew up.
I don't know. I think recently, maybe
as you would know, Well, I've recently started doing a project with you and 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕚𝕤𝕤 and Malak and Sobi and Norbe. A lot of people that were a part of Glow Creative Camp.
This is actually where it started.
Where it all started,
the two of us were not.
We were not involved in
originally
that. Yeah. And I was fortunate enough. I already knew 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤. I heard I was one of the first DJs I got into when I first started doing DJing and music.
I was going to ask you how this happened, because I feel like there's a story there.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's like, I've always been very much into his sound. I felt like he was very different than everyone else, especially at that time. And I always was known to be different with what I did. You know, I was always the odd one out. I was always doing something a bit not what everyone else was doing, and sometimes people liked it, but most of the time
it's
people
nice
didn't.
You felt excluded, or
I felt a bit excluded, but that's all. In a way, it was a good thing for me because I was true to what I was doing. I wasn't trying to be something that I wasn't. I was
so
always,
you felt a connection there with
and I listened to him, and I was like, yo, like he's playing hip hop, because that's
yes, I know.
He's playing loads of hip hop, and I grew up with listening to hip hop my whole life, and especially, you know, my dad and my mom were a big part of me listening to music when I was young. My dad had loads of CDs in his car, reggae, hip hop, R&B, like he's just always just whacking on a new CD in the car. And I was like,
so
3-year-old Hish was just there.
Like
I've always had the rhythm in my ears, you know. And then obviously when I listened to, I don't even remember when I first started listening to Herodot's mixes and stuff, and I was like, yo, this guy kind of resonates with me, you know, this guy. And then 6-7 years later, we meet. Was actually first properly spoke at Red Dot last year. And then we saw each other again, and we ended up going to a studio, ended up making music, and we would look to each other and we're like, yo, we actually, I don't really like making music with people sometimes, because sometimes it's really hard to get accustomed to it. But it felt really natural, and we clicked.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, we're in a band together. And
the thing is that I remember, I don't know if that was your first time with the studio, when we met there.
No, it was New Year's. I think it was December time or New Year's Eve.
It's December.
December.
I was there in December, but I don't know if it was the
I think that was
first
the time
you were there.
No,
or not.
it was a time before. It was like the week before, I think.
Okay. Because that was like something. I also came in there because I participated last year in the show at Electric Castle, and then I was like, okay, let's see if I can like do some more vocals and stuff on top of. There's lots of stuff that I liked there, and then there you were, and we kind of started like fooling around with the mics, and it turned out into this track, which is released now.
Yeah, I used to.
It's still for me.
I still yes. It's really weird.
I don't know how it is for you, but
it is still quite strange, because I never, you know, to be honest with you, I never really enjoyed the sound of my own voice. I was always making music, especially hip hop, with good friends of mine in the past. One of my good friends was really, really talented, very articulate with his words, and but used to do a lot of, still does a lot of music, especially rapping wise. And you know, with making music with him, we used to live together, making music with him. Really, I think naturally I picked up even before that, even listening to hip hop and stuff. Like I think I naturally just pick up the rhythm, you know, like. And I've always been into, you know, I studied English in college. I've always been into poetry.
It feels like you've been doing this for a while. Yeah. Like, it was not like the first time you picked up.
I think naturally I write poems sometimes.
You wrote your stuff, and everything was...
Yeah, I write poems sometimes. I like to write, I like to read, but I'd never really wrote anything specifically for music for myself. But I used to help people, especially in projects at uni and stuff. We used to do some projects together, and you know, with vocalists. People coming to the studio, or like people coming to my bedroom to make music with me. We will always just bounce off each other and like give each other ideas.
I was wondering, I was just surprised that you didn't do this like.
But I never ever picked up a microphone and never ever went on stage. Never, nothing like that. And it's so strange to me still, but you know, we are here now, and it's an experience, and for me it's just a different part of my journey of music.
Yeah, it's totally different. I mean, I want to ask you this because I know for me it's been really different, like playing live on stage. Yeah. This thing. How did this hit you? Like,
I mean, you know, obviously with the DJing, I was kind of used to being on stage anyways. I've had a lot of parties for years, but it's a different feeling. You know,
totally,
being the front. You know, the front two.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually like, I think it's you know, in a way it's better that it's two of us.
Yeah.
Because you share a bit of responsibility, and you feel like okay, you got me covered. If
and then you help me,
yes,
and I help you. You know,
you're not like standing there by yourself.
I think the thing for me was like I was so used to being like the technical guy, the producer, like the guy on the chair. You know, like I never really thought I'd be in a spotlight situation, which is something that I was very much against in the past, because I was always
Why is that?
I was always like, you know, I don't really care about the fame, or like, not that this is what I've always wanted, but it goes back to what I was saying to you before. It's like, I do this because I love it. I don't do it because I'm trying to be someone or trying to be something. And the fact that this is all naturally come around, and now we're both on the front two of it's a kitty cat. Especially because we're the front two on the stage, and you know, as a vocalist, you're always going to be the people that the person that, or the people that people look at, you know.
Yep.
Which is,
although like there's lots of people on stage like with you, and then lots of others that make it possible for us to like it's weird in a way that you're the only one that, you know, like, because we're in the spotlight, and then everyone kind of looks at you. And
I think I was being a bit biased, but you know, when I'm going to see a band,
that's why you didn't like it, or because you said like you were against.
I would say more so. I was like, I didn't think I would ever be comfortable to be on stage, being the front person, and that's why I felt like I was a bit against that for myself. You know, that personal journey. I was like, I'm happy being the guy on the chair, making music.
Shadows.
In the shadows. Being the guy in the chair. And now I'm rapping about shadows. It's one of those songs that...
For the people that don't know, it's like one of our tracks.
One of the tracks we made together, actually. Which is
vinyl, which is not here yet, but it's going to come.
Coming out soon.
Soon.
Fingers
Very
crossed.
soon, yes.
But that's the thing, you know, it's something different, something completely new, but here we are. And we're enjoying it.
Yeah, and there's still like, I feel like there's still so much to...
this is just the beginning.
To do, like, to learn and to perfect, and I'm also kind of a perfectionist, I don't really like to...
We know that of each other.
Release stuff out there that I'm not comfortable with, and this pushed me to do this against, like, you know, okay, we need to release this, we need to like stop, not record anymore.
Exactly, getting out your comfort zone.
It's okay.
It's fine.
I didn't die.
No, I'm still breathing. I was struggling to breathe when I was on stage, but we're here. And how happy we were after the 2 shows that we did together.
I need to do this, fix this for you, sorry.
Sticky.
Yes, okay.
And the fact that how happy we were after the 2 shows.
That was insane.
It was such a different feeling.
It's kind of scary in a way, because it's like, oh my God, I like this too much. But it really pushes your boundaries.
And it's so humbling as well. You know?
Totally, because everything on stage, when you're on stage, everything is maximized, like through a looking glass. It's like every little thing that you do is like, oh. I
remember the first show, I put my shades on and I had my eyes closed for about half an hour of the show, because I didn't want to see, you know. And it goes back to like the whole thing about me doing it for myself, but I was also really...
You were in your bedroom.
I was in my bedroom, my safe place. But I was really nervous, and I didn't think... Obviously, even with DJing, I still get really nervous.
Sometimes, it's a
I still get really nervous, whether it be with like 10 people in the room or...
whenever the scenery changes, like if these 10 people, for example, were producers or like musicians, then, you know, it's...
But it's also for us as well, you know, like we're always like, okay, now, like, but let's do what we do and just make sure we do it right for us, you know, because we don't want to mess up, because we know what we're doing and we love what we're doing. Just do it, you know.
No more.
It's the excitement. It shows that it shows that you care about what you're doing, and I think that's the most beautiful thing about this experience and everything that we've been doing so far, is that we really care about what we do, and that's why this nerve and excitement comes out, which is amazing.
Like, what about the touring experience? Because were you ever on?
I've never been on tour.
No, me neither.
Tour
Like
bus.
not like this. Like
Not like
with
this.
a
Yeah, I've been traveling,
band and
but not with a band. Everyone on the same bus. Never, and it's such a beautiful experience.
Yeah, for me, I mean, it hit me like I don't know. It's like a kind of your family. It's a really bonding experience.
Oh, for sure.
In my opinion.
It's same for me. Yeah, of course. And just traveling around Romania, seeing different parts of Romania.
Yeah, for you also.
For me specifically, I was like, man, Bucharest, whoa, like, everywhere else is amazing.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
We were on 𝕬𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚, like the river, like the that I showed you, on the way to Timișoara. And I think that was like the...
Oh, it's so beautiful. I was in awe. I remember just looking there, taking videos. I was like, I felt like a proper like little kid,
Yeah, it was something.
On holiday.
Excitement, plus like the first time, because it's like the first time that we did this together and we didn't know what to expect.
Didn't know what to expect. But we went into it like it was just like normal,
I mean, I think, is that an advice that you would...
Oh, for sure. I always tell people like, don't expect the end process to come to you straight away. Just do what you love doing. Explore new things, because you never know what your calling could be. I never thought I was going to pick up a microphone and rap on stage, but just experience new things, just do things that takes you out your comfort zone, but always be genuine to yourself. Always be, always do it because you love it. And if it's not for you, then just move on to the next thing. But always do everything that you love, and make sure you're being genuine to yourself. You're not trying to be something that you're not, and you're not trying to be something that you want to be.
Like hopefully you can do that. I mean, there's people that, I don't know, they have to work or they have to do other stuff. And it's like, and us as well. We have to do other
I was working,
like,
I was on the phone selling life insurance for months. And one day it just clicked to me. I was like, nope, this isn't for me. And I was like, now I'm going full-time music. And I was broke for ages, like I had no money, just the standard.
It's like
this typical artist
experience,
and like I still, I was working here and there, and my record labels helped me fund a bit of my lifestyle, and I was fortunate enough to have this experience, and now the experiences and other opportunities are coming, not just from this, but from everything else, from especially meeting such wonderful people as well, like I mentioned before. But now it's just because now I'm full in music.
Yeah, plus we had a lot of support from
which I'm very
lots of people that have been doing this for a long time, and they're really professionals, and this I think helped a lot. That even someone knew exactly what they were doing, and all the time they organized everything,
telling you
properly.
Okay, this isn't what you need to like. You need to hold the mic like this,
Yeah, that's stuff that you don't.
I had no idea about, even though I studied it, but it went out of my head because I was like, I never think I'm gonna ever pick up a microphone on stage, and then with the nerves and everything, and I was like, okay, obviously I know this. Thank you for reminding me. But even the other things I didn't know about, and
definitely.
There's
so technical stuff,
so many technical things,
until you experience it like on your own, you cannot really.
For sure.
Yeah. So it's been it's a constant learning.
Oh, for sure, and that's why it's so amazing. You're sort of constantly learning new things, doing new things, wonderful experiences, meeting wonderful people. It's so cool, man.
Cool, yeah. So I like the vibe. Any plans for Romania while you're based here, or
I mean,
near future plans?
That's the thing. I never really look at what's next. I kind of just enjoy what I'm doing now, which is studio
life.
Studio life. Making more music.
Are you making new music, or?
I'm at the moment. I'm with this project, I've been very focused on that, but
didn't leave much time for.
Yeah, even though like sometimes I'm very like OCD about what I do. I've really felt like this was a very important thing to focus on 100%, and the past couple of weeks I've been doing that. But I love still making it. I've got some projects with my friends. As I said, I've got an event in the UK in the next 3 weeks. And I'm making some music with some friends in Romania here as well, which is really nice. And for me, yeah, I'm happy at the moment being here and see where it goes, see where the flow, you know, just go with the flow.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing your new adventures and ours together.
I mean, we're gonna be together in the studio.
Right. For a while.
For a while, yeah. For a while.
So yeah, see you, partner.
Yeah.
Bye. And thank you for listening, watching. See you next time in Romanian maybe or English again.
Wonderful. Okay.